What is up, Package Your Brilliance Challenge participants? It is so exciting to see you here today. I wanted to come and pop on because I'm just feeling so much intensity in the community. I'm feeling so much emotion. So I want you to come on in. Let me get my Facebook here going. Great. And leave a feeling comment. Hold on, let me turn this down. Leave a feeling comment in the Facebook group. I know that there's so much going on in the world, and so much has been opened up during this challenge, and all of you looking at joining Perfectly Packaged and if it's right for you, and just like holding your own dreams and feeling your own edge. So just drop out how are you feeling right now? Are you sad? Is it heavy? Is it stressful? Are you happy, anxious? You know, like whatever the feeling word is, go ahead and drop that in the chat because I really want to be present with you. And I really want us all to be with the what's so in the feelings. You know, we are women and we are feminine women and we feel really deeply. And sometimes those feelings have us take on other people's stuff and other people's opinions and other people's experiences and rules and the whole thing. And part of what can weigh us down in our feelings is because they're not actually ours, they're other people's. And then other times the feelings that can weigh us down is stuff of fear of the past, about the past, mistakes, whatever we might be looking at, or fear of the future, of whatever we're afraid isn't going to happen the way we want and all the things. So I want to see some feeling words in the chat here so I can be with you and really give to you during this time, because we all get in those kind of downward spiral places and we all have the fear and the anxiety come up, or moodiness and depression, and we all have the ability to get out of that, but that is a process. Okay, Mariquez says frustrated. I'm trying to keep the faith that I will get the remainder to join in time, okay? Scarlo says, the smoke from the fire has created problems, so mild migraine, but regardless, so excited and anxious with anticipation. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Who else wants to share a feeling word? Because so oftentimes we're really directed by our feelings, and I want this to be a real gift to you in your life. So drop a feeling word into the chat. So obviously everybody here has been opened up to what's possible. And I just want to remind you of, you know, we started this challenge talking about how the epic life is possible for all of us. And, you know, maybe you have to like kind of claw your way back to that actual feeling. But, you know, it doesn't feel like the epic life is available and possible for us when we're frustrated, when we're sad, when we're scraping by with money, when we're afraid that we don't have what it takes, when we're afraid that something won't work out for us, or that the Perfectly Packaged program won't work. And the thing that I'm so passionate about, the thing that I really want to address with you today is feelings of fear are false. I think most of us know fear stands for false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. I know how real it feels, and I know that it can cause us to make decisions from this fear-based place that aren't actually for our ultimate good, because they're not based in truth. It's kind of like when the clouds cover up the sun, and it doesn't feel like the sun is there, and it doesn't look like the sun is there, and we can feel gloomy as a result, or we can feel sad or depressed or just humdrum and low vibe on those rainy, cloudy, gray days. The truth is, the sun is always there. The truth is, just because it doesn't look like the sun is there, doesn't even feel like the sun is there, the sun is always there. That is the truth. And what I want to come to you today is, the truth is that you were created for greatness. Even if the clouds are shining over or are covering up your shine right now, you are created for greatness. Every human is. You were created to live an abundant life. That's what all the spiritual scriptures say. Nobody came here, no spiritual scripture says you came here to live a life of struggle. That's human thinking. That's what goes on when we leave our life and our values and our power and turn it over to how it looks and how it feels. The truth is, no matter how you're feeling right now, you are created for greatness. Just tap into that. Like already you start to feel a little like, okay, all right. The truth is the money already exists. The money exists for you to do this program. That is the truth. Why do I know this? Because I know that anytime a woman makes a decision for herself, not being the damsel in distress waiting to be saved, but anytime a woman gives herself permission to say, you know what, I'm not going to be left behind. I'm going to step up. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to try. I'm going to let myself receive the support. The money always reveals itself. It doesn't always reveal itself in ways that we want. I got to give you that. I know a lot of you like, you don't want to put it on a credit card or you don't want to go into debt. And there's a whole bunch of stuff I didn't want to do along the path of money. But I'll tell you what I didn't want more. More than anything, I didn't want to continue to be a princess around money. And we don't get to dictate to God in the universe exactly how it's going to go, right? It's like tell God make your plans and like watch God laugh. So if you have access to money, from asking someone to putting it on a credit card to selling, whatever it is, go and do that on behalf of your dreams. Even like at the beginning, going to the gym, it doesn't feel good. It's not how we want to feel. And it doesn't look any different. But when you stay consistent with it, it feels a lot different and it looks a lot different as well. And this is how we get great at being ourselves. We show up. We show up in our imperfection. We show up with our lack of clarity. We show up with our insecurity even. We show up with the uncomfortableness of the unknown and not knowing what our thing is and not knowing how it's going to work or not knowing who's going to sign up or pay the money or any of that. Like, this is a process of becoming. You know, you heard me say, you know, if you want the best personal development seminar on the planet, start your own business. And this process of becoming, it's your birthright. You deserve to be here. You know that you belong to be here. And you know, at this point, you're like all of the women in this program, right? We're all ordinary women. All of us, me, Carrie, you, everyone in the chat right now. We all have big dreams. We all want the best for ourselves and our families. Can I get an amen or a hello here, right? These are just universal truths. And we are all meant for greatness. My experience is greatness doesn't just happen. Remember when I shared with you, I was a psychotherapist and I just thought the clients would come and I just thought that if I was willing to do the work that it would all happen. I had to educate myself. I had to learn. I had to understand the art of what it was I was doing. And it was like chiseling away at that block of marble. It was little by little. Strength grows in increments. And so there's so much that I can do with you and for you in the Perfectly Packaged program. I can definitely coach you to get clear on who your ideal client is. I can definitely coach you on what package is inside of you, because there is a package in every woman. I have never, ever, ever not found it. I can coach you on how to get that sales page done. I can coach you on how to use social media, all of that. You know what I can't coach you on and what no one can coach you on? I can't want it more for you than you do for yourself. And I can't be more invested in you than you are for yourself. And I can't give you permission that you won't give to yourself. That is sacred free will. I do not go where I'm not asked. But you show up and raise your hand and give yourself permission and just like come, even if you feel like a blob, and like, Gina, here I am. I will come get you, hug you, love you up, see you, and show you exactly what the progression is going to be, exactly what the package is. It it's in our time together that it gets revealed. But you have a choice now. And it's really important that you make the choice that you're going to make here based on truth. Because so many women make choices every single day that has them continuing to orphan and exile their dreams. I've heard so much about the financial struggle that's going on in this community. And the financial struggle for any woman always breaks my heart. It is the softest place in me, because I know how robbed I was in my own life of just missing out on everything because I didn't have the money. But now I know, and I wish someone would have told me what I'm sharing with you right here. I didn't have the money because I said I didn't have the money. And I was afraid of being broke in the future, and that is exactly what I got, because I just programmed my mind for that over and over again. And I kept hoping that something would happen to make the change. And that's not how it works. The only thing that happened was I made the decision. I made the decision that I was not going to struggle any longer. And so for so many of you that I've been hearing that you've been let go of your jobs, I know the world would be like, I'm so sorry you lost your job. I'm not at all. I am doing a hallelujah course victory dance, because if your job was cleared out of your path, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, it was to clear your path for such a time as this, for you to step into your power. I know that packages are the fastest path to cash. I know that you didn't want that job anyways, and you want to be of great service in the world and help people with something, and that you found this challenge and came into this program, and you're here watching this right now because you are meant for something more, and you are meant for something different. And in 10 weeks from now, I know that you don't need to be struggling financially, because when you have your ideal client and your package, and you know how to get that out in the world, and you have your messaging, you have all the amazing bonuses that Carrie and I have put into this program for you. I know that the women that show up in this program who have given themselves permission, you just gotta drop Little Miss Perfect. You gotta drop the fear and just have enough faith to get yourself in. And then let the work work. Let the work work. It's because I'll tell you what's not working: more of the same, more fear, more struggle, more not knowing how to make money. Like, the darkest place in my life was when I would wake up every day and like, how can I make money? How can I make money? First of all, I was in survive. Second of all, I was self-obsessed. Third of all, I wasn't living my big life. And I was living in constant fear and constant terror. Today, based on the skills that I've learned and what I'm going to be teaching to the women in the Perfectly Packaged program, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be afraid around money. Like, I can't even imagine. I know what it's like to put in good work, to have a solid work ethic. I know what it's like to get out of your comfort zone. I know what it's like to try new things. But when you learn how to do packages, it's like, and you have access to the internet, it's like it becomes your own ATM machine. Like, there are 7.8 billion people in the world. This is a hurting world. When you've got your package, and yes, there is a package in you, there's a package in every woman, you're like, oh, you know, here's a story I haven't shared with you, and I was thinking about you last night, and I'm so glad I just remembered to share this with you today. So there was a time when my cell phone bill was $75, and I was at zero again. Didn't have the money, and I was really freaked out, because at this time the only way I had a chance of earning a living was between the internet and my phone. And so I prayed, and I'm like, how can I make $75? How can I make $75? And the idea came to me, if I started this is dating me, but work with me, queens, if I started the Queen Esther CD of the Month Club, $25 a month, everyone gets a new CD. And if I sold that CD to 3 people today, I'd make my $75, and then I could pay my cell phone bill. Like, this is how scrappy I was. So I had a few clients at this time. And so there's 2 ways to make money, and I'll teach you more of this in Perfectly Packaged. But one is to get new clients, and 2 is to sell more to the clients that you have. So I didn't know how to get new clients at that time, but I had a handful of clients that were in like a $500 package of mine. So I called them, and I called the first one, and we'll say her name was Betty, and I'll say, hey, Betty, I was thinking of, starting the Queen Esther CD of the Month Club. And these CDs are going to have positive messages. They're going to be complimentary to the work in your package. Would you like to be part of the club? Meanwhile, hadn't even recorded the CDs yet. Like, you got to take imperfect action. And Little Miss Perfect was going to keep me starved and broke. I had to go. And so Betty's like, yeah, that sounds great. Gives me her credit card. She was my first member of the Queen Esther CD of the Month Club. Boom. And I went and called Sally. Hey, Sally. Told her the same thing. Would you like to join the Queen Esther CD of the Month Club? She's like, yes, Gina, that sounds great. I was like, oh my gosh, $50. I got one more to go. I called the next one. We're going to say her name was Jane. And it was like, hey, Jane, same spiel. Would you like to be part of the Queen Esther CD of the Month Club? And she hesitates. And then I got that knot in my stomach, and I'm like, oh no, I can't face the rejection. I'm embarrassed. What is she thinking of me? She must think I'm awful. Like, all the fear, all the false evidence appearing very real. And she goes, well, I don't really like recurring charges on my credit card. And I'm thinking, well, Jane, thinking, who does? But that's just life, because that's all I knew. And so she said, I really love your work, Gina, and I'd like to be part of the club, but can I just pay you for the year in full? And I was just so grateful, because I took the imperfect action. I couldn't think that big, whatever 25 times 12 is. I could only think in the $25 increments. But God can think bigger, and God knows where the money is. And God blesses those who show up and do what they can. The rest will come. We don't know the outcomes, and we don't need to know the outcomes. And when you have a spiritual connection, which is of course also what's going to deepen in this program, you're going to see miracle after miracle after miracle is going to show up for you as well. And so I gave myself permission to take a chance, to take imperfect action, not that I could have sat there and said, well, I guess my cell phone's just going to get turned off. But I stayed in it, and I didn't let myself fall behind, and I wasn't going to go under. And the same thing is going to happen for you. When you get in this program, you give yourself permission. Give it a try. By the way, when I say give it a try, you do know you have a complete 2-week money back guarantee. And it's not even 2 weeks from today. I think it's 2 full weeks of the course. I want you to come in and get loved up and see all the goodness and see your greatness and see the modules and the videos and the workbooks and the templates and the checklists and the community and the calls and the whole thing. And if you decide it's not for you, this is no questions asked. This is just you let us know, you can get a refund. You're not going to want one, but should you want one? This is zero risk and everything to gain. Can you imagine in 10 weeks, December rolling around and you not being afraid around money? Because you've got your package and you're like, I need $1,000 extra for Christmas presents. And whatever your package ends up being, your package might be $100, and that's only 10 people, get you to 1,000. Or your package might be $250. 4 people get you to 1,000. But could you just imagine, I want or need $1,000 for holiday presents or whatever it is, rent, groceries, private school bills, and you're like, I'm going to go sell 4 packages, and you go and you do it, and there's your 1,000. It's literally the world becomes your ATM machine, and you get to live on purpose, and you get to make a difference in people's lives. And for you mothers, it's and you get to schedule this stuff around time with your kids. It's all here. It's all here. Packages are the fastest path to cash. Packages are the fastest path to cash. Like, you don't need to wait for anyone. Like, I know like a lot of people work in what's called B2B, business to business. And if you want to go and sell to corporations, and then you have to wait for the decision makers and this and that. We do B2C in packages. What is that? That is business to consumer. And you got access to 7.8 billion people in the world. And yes, they're online and they're on free social media. I'm going to show you how to make yourself known to them. They're going to find you and they're going to buy your stuff online. And you're going to be sitting from wherever you want to be sitting, making your money, living your dream, not afraid of where's the money going to come from. You're going to do the work. And yes, you're going to make the time for it because you're a queen. And you're going to see so much in this program. Like, I show women every day how to free up 5 to 10 hours a week. You know that the time you put into the challenge is way more time than what goes into the weekly perfectly packaged program. And it's not just a program. This is the key to your freedom. This is the key to you living on purpose. This is the key to you living your passion. This is the key of you getting out of whatever slump or frustration you might have been in like 23 minutes ago when we started, and remembering that the sun is still there, and that's what's true. Your purpose is there. That's what's true. There's a package in you. That's what's true. You're going to make the time for what is important to you. That's what's true. You're going to make the money that you deserve because it exists and it's waiting for you. That is what's true. And when you get into the truth of the vibration and you get out of status quo, you are unique. You are not ordinary. The masses sit in indecision. The masses sit in fear. And so sadly, in 2020, the masses of women are looking for someone else to give them permission to live their best life. I highly recommend that you cherish yourself more than that you honor yourself as the woman and queen and child of God that you are, and realize that for centuries, people have been telling women that they need to get permission from someone or something else. And I am here to tell you that is not truth. That is false evidence appearing real. And the truth is, you get to give yourself permission. Yes, queen, you are the one to give yourself permission to say, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I've vetted this enough. I see that Gina is enough of an expert. I see that all these success stories, all these other women have given themselves permission. I am going to come up with the money because I refuse for my life in 10 weeks to be the same as it is right now. And you know that if you don't get in this community and you don't get in this program and you don't learn this new skill set, your life will be the same or worse in 10 weeks than it is now. And that's not a fear tactic. That's just truth. Remember when I told you I had that $3,000 left on the credit card? And I knew the money was going to go and I'd still be the same. You must change to get a different result. And let me tell you, this is one of the easier divine assignments you're going to get. Like, I know a lot of people are scared, and I understand you're like creating like new thoughts and you're really wondering, like, $289 to me today it's not a big investment. And I remember when I didn't have $75 to pay my cell phone. And I remember when $20 to go to a movie felt expensive. And I remember when I told myself I didn't have the money for things that I'd love to do. And I remember when I didn't even think about the stuff that I wanted to do because I already canceled myself out because I didn't have the money for it. You don't need to live that pathetic existence that I did. I was robbed. You don't have to be robbed. And the change agent on that isn't, I would do it if I had the money. The change agent isn't, I'm not going to put it on a credit card. If I go and sell packages right now, that will be my sign. Not true. The change agent isn't, well, once my kids are taken care of and everybody else. You know that your children will do nothing but benefit by seeing their mother make time for herself, create a career that creates abundance, that doesn't program financial stress and strain into them, and has them watching their mother make a difference in other people's lives. This is abundance. So you get to give yourself permission And the change agent is you making the decision and giving yourself permission. Write that down. That's the only, like, it's not all the convenient stuff. You know, the mothers, is there ever a convenient time to have a child? Someone let me know. If you're a mother, let me know. Is there a convenient time? Is there a perfect time to have a child, to bring that life into the world? Does anybody ever have enough time, enough money, enough pre-planning? I would like to hear from the mothers. Anyone? Ha! People are laughing, right? Well, here's what I know for sure. There's never a, oh, so who's Stephanie said never. Mom of two, Teresa with you. Gina says no. Teresa says no, right? There's never a perfect time to have a child, a convenient time, a more than enough money, a more than enough time to have a child. Same goes with starting a business. There is never a perfect time to start your package, to get going. There's never there's never more than enough time, and there's never more than enough money, and there's never the perfect time. The only women that do it make the decision. They give themselves permission and they make the decision. They choose what's possible more than focusing on the fear. And that's your choice right now. You get to focus on, what if it doesn't work for me? What if the money doesn't come? What if I can't find the package or my uniqueness? You can focus on all of that and you will get that. Or you could focus on, what if? What if I really learned how to make money in this program? Like, what if I found the package that I'm not clear on right now, but what if I got clear on my package? Like, what would that, like, feel into that. Like, what would happen if you actually get clear on your package? What would happen if you actually, by following my proven system and having so much support and coaching and feedback from me and my amazing Divine Living coaches, what if you got great at selling these packages? Like, what if? Those are the answers I'm interested in. Those would be the only questions I'd be asking, especially if I was still in financial struggle. Because those were the better questions I started asking myself. And it's these questions that led me to make the decision to say, you know what? I don't see it right now, because I didn't see it at the beginning. I was so, it doesn't even matter what I was. You know, you've heard the stories at this point. I remember this one seminar in particular. I was sitting in the front row because I was like such the good student, such the eager beaver, and just so lost. I was so invisible to myself, my power, my uniqueness. I didn't know what I could possibly do. And I think I go through this a little bit in the program, but I'll share with you. So I was like, I had the Queen Esther kind of concept down, and people were talking about packages and ideal clients, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna help men and women be king and queen in their lives. When I would like go around on the breaks and start, like, because we had these exercises of like, you know, that people are like, what are you talking about? Well, it was like sort of clear to me, but it didn't seem to be clear to anyone else. And I was like, okay. So like I chiseled more of the block of marble, and I was like, well, everyone kept saying you got to narrow your focus. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just work with women and not men. So I'm going to help women be queen of their lives. And I would go around at the networking stuff and I'd be like, so would you sign up for that package? And people are like, what are you talking about? And I was like, it was so clear to me because it was inside me, but it wasn't developed yet. It was just a seed. And I was like, okay. And then I narrowed it more and I said, well, I want to be a woman entrepreneur. And I can tell that women entrepreneurs, like they show up for themselves in their lives and they're driven. So I'm like, what if I help women entrepreneurs, so I'm getting specific here, be queen of their finances, relationships, and health? That seems clear, right? And I go around to women, I'm like, what do you think of this? And they're like, and I was like, all right, What do women want? Love and money. How about I'm going to help women entrepreneurs be queen of their finances and relationships. And it wasn't until I kept at it and I kept at it. And I went from this blob and this block of marble to continuing to get the coaching, to continuing to tweaking it, to continuing to find, and then I said, I'm going to help women be queen of their finances. Boom. I was done being broke. People got what I meant. I got the message out into the community. People said, yes, you're the mentor for me. And it started happening, and it started happening, and started happening. But I've never had anybody come to me and just like not have to go through a process of refining, not have to find their way in figuring it out. You know, when I've talked about, do any of you know Emily Williams, my client who I talked about before? She was the nanny from Ohio and moved to London and then made $442 in her first month of coaching when she was with me. And then after a year, she made $500,000. She did, now I've also never seen this, but I'm just telling you this is part of her story and journey. She did 40, I'm pretty sure the number was 49. It was somewhere in this range, 49 discovery calls, like 49 sales calls with people. She got 49 rejections in a row, 49. And I'm like, girl, like, I don't know how I would have had the perseverance, but good. She had a belief for herself. She was like, this has got to work for me. And it was like on the 50th call, then boom, and then her domino effect came. Now, in the 20 years that I've worked, I've never heard of anybody having that many rejections in a row. And that was before she got into the coaching with me. The point is, you think she cares now? Whatever she had to do to get to her multiple 7 figures, living her best life, traveling the world when we can travel, and making a difference into people's lives, and got a book deal? No. And so you need to understand that the women who are living the life that you desire, they chose themselves. They gave themselves permission. They showed up. They didn't know what they were doing either. Now, this program over 10 weeks, I didn't have that when Emily came to me. This is so dialed in. You're going to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And in 10 weeks, it's going to be clear. In 10 weeks, you're going to be making money. In 10 weeks, you're going to be so much more confident. 10 weeks, you're going to be so, I don't want to say different than you are now, but you're going to be so much more evolved. The real you doesn't need to change. The best you must come forth. The best you, the queen in you, must make the decision to put yourself in the game. All you need to do is put yourself in the game. Come join us. For 2 weeks, try it out. If it's not for you, you get your money back. But remember, what if? What if it is for you? What if you become the next success story? What if in the end of 10 weeks, you know how to go and make $250, 500 pounds, $1,000, 2,500 pounds, whenever you want? What if? That's the question I would be asking myself if I were all of you, because this is a very special opportunity. I know there's all kinds of programs out there. This is the only one like this, because I am the only Gina teaching the only perfectly packaged program. I am me, and I know what my specialness and uniqueness is now. It's a holistic approach that combines the spiritual and the personal development and the wealth consciousness, plus the business nuts and bolts, specifically designed to bring out the package that's already inside of you. I know we're talking about creating packages. It's not really that. It's I'm going to bring out the package that is already in you. I'm going to show you how to make money from it and make a big difference in people's lives. Packages are the fastest path to cash. So I really invite you. If you're here, you know that this is for you. On some level, you've already made the decision that you want this. But now you get to make the decision to take really good care of yourself, to value yourself, to give it a try on behalf of your dreams. Because I'm telling you, you show up in this program, this is guaranteed success. It's like jogging. If you do it, it works. And I want you to come in and show yourself that this financial struggle, it is such a boring story. It's such an old story, and it's such an unnecessary story. You really getting that where there's a will, there's a way. And like when I said this program is really special, I have zero plan on teaching it ever again or any other time. Like, this is the opportunity of the moment. There's no coincidences. You came here for such a time as this, and you're going to get the richness of all these coaching demonstrations and all the things that are so beautiful in these modules. I want them in your brain, yes. I want them in your heart, and I want them in your being. Because I know when they are, you're going to be this empowered woman that's like, oh, my bills, I need to make this much to get out of debt. Oh, want to go out to dinner? Like, oh, yes, I have the money for that. Yes, I'm happy to do that. Yes, I am making the money to pay off those credit cards. Like, yes, I can give myself permission. And so it starts now. It starts right now. Go and get yourself enrolled by giving yourself permission to make this decision. And instantly you get my A-List Accelerator. Like, the A-List Accelerator alone is worth the price of admission. So many people have talked about how the A-List Accelerator is the orientation suite of materials that you get to prepare yourself. I believe that the first module will drop on Wednesday, and then the first class is next Monday. So I want you to have this orientation in you right now so that you can be preparing yourself. There's so much in the program, and I want to help you clear off. You're already busy. You've already got a full plate, and I want to help you clear it off. That you get to do this program also in whatever way is right for you. Some of you, you're going to be there twice a week on all the live calls, in the Facebook group, rocking it out in this way. Others of you, you're going to pace yourself and you're going to do it in your own timing. Others of you, you're not even going to look at it during this. You're going to look at it in like 4 months from now. I've done all the above with programs I've signed up for. And with all of them, I am further ahead than not because I have lifetime access to them. Even to this day, I can go and log in and say, oh, you know what? I'm ready for that now. There is no right or wrong way to do this. The only thing that's out of alignment is you staying stuck or broke or unclear or insecure about what your purpose is or what your uniqueness is. I mean, what's the worst thing that would happen? You come in, get clear on who you are, what your package is, learn the skills to make money with it. And if you decide to not do that because you don't need to for some reason, great, you're still more developed in and of yourself. But that's not what's going to happen. You're going to fall in love with you. You're going to fall in love with who you really are because you're going to start valuing and acknowledging and accepting, like, oh my gosh, I was so brave. I was so courageous. Even when I was a little girl and I wasn't seen or I was criticized and I was punished and I persevered and I put a smile on my face and I kept trying, I kept going for it. And even though all these terrible things happened for me or to me, I'm now going to make sure that they happened for me. And I'm going to live my best life. And I'm not going to let that divorce or that father story or, you know, any mistakes that might have been made with money in the past or someone telling me that I'm not good enough. I wrote about it in my book. I've had so many people tell me I don't have what it takes. And it wasn't until I gave myself permission to make my voice louder than theirs. I had so many people tell me that's not the right way to be spending. You're being irresponsible with money, Gina. Who's looking at who now? I found my way. And so will you. Because I learned how to love and honor myself and my path. And there's reverence. There's reverence for a woman's life purpose that was divinely given. And it's time for you to have reverence for yours and to fall in love with you and your path. And I mean, you know how much fun it is just to be able to be like, you know what? I remember there was this one package I wanted to create was like, I love Tuscany and I love retreats and I love everything like 5-star and luxury. And I was like, I started creating this package and it was called Transformation in Tuscany. And I was like, I want 10 women to come to this retreat. And I picked out this beautiful hotel and I think it was like 3 days. 10 women flew in from around the world. It's like, you could just get to do whatever you want. Or you want, I remember one time I wanted patio furniture. And I went like I calculated however much it was. And I don't remember at the time. So, but I was just like, I'm going to go do virtual 90-minute Skype intensives. And I'm going to do X number of them because it's going to buy my patio furniture. Like, do you understand? Like just getting great at being you and getting great at packages. You can do virtual ones and on Zoom. And when things open up, you can do retreats or in person. Like it's so easy and it's so much fun and it's so profitable. Like I love that I have this skill set. And let me tell you, all of my clients do too, because they know 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they have access to making money. Imagine how that feels. Imagine how that feels of not knowing who you are, what your offer is, and that's the way everyone starts out. And then you go and you chisel and you chisel and you chisel and you stay in it and you get into a program that has this formula for success. And you start seeing one woman get success and the next, and you start realizing I'm just like them. And then you become that woman. I mean, that's how this works. That's how loving this community is. That's how inclusive. That's how the same we all are. And what's so special is I've seen it over and over and over again. Any of our Divine Living alumni will know this and write it in the chat. Like we start to get as excited about someone else's success as our own. Like it's like literally we're cheering people. Like first you'll see like, and I'm just going to bring up Aura again, because I think she's here a lot actually. And Aura, I hope it's okay that I share this with you. Like we all remember the day and our hearts were breaking because she was in so much pain. Aura came on, because you know, like in the program, it's not like on Facebook here. Like you're actually on Zoom with me, like the way Carrie and I are on Zoom together, you're going to be on Zoom with us together. And Aura came on and we saw her beautiful face, but she was clearly heartbroken and she was distraught and she was filled with anxiety and she was crying. I said, Aura, what's going on? And she's like, Gina, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. She's like, I'm a flight attendant. I've been a flight attendant for 15 years and my industry is over and I've just been let go and I have no idea what to do. And I said, and she's like crying, the tears are dripping down her face. And I said, Aura, I said, well, why are you here? And she like kind of thought about it and she's like, well, I was thinking that I might want to do something with this coaching thing. And I said, then let's do it. And she's like, but she was like right at the beginning stages. Like, I think she thought she had her job and she had time and she was just going to go figure it out. And the universe just changed up all that quickening. I said, well, let's figure it out. And she's like, well, what do I do? And I said, well, why don't we figure out your first package? And she's like, well, what would it be? And I said, well, Aura, you're a flight attendant. That means you're a people person, right? She's like crying and laughing. She's like, yeah, I love people. I said, well, flight attendants, they're really good at taking care of people. Do you like to take care of people? Yes, I love people. She's like crying. And I said, well, what do you think? I said, and so you like to be in service to people. Well, yes, I want to help people with their lives, but I don't know what I would do. And I said, well, right now, I think a lot of people are actually going through what you're going through. They're wondering, what's next for me? And she's like, yeah. And I said, then why don't you create and I don't remember exactly what we called it, but it was something like that. Why don't you create the what's next for me package? And she's like, could I do that? She's like, who am I to do that? And I said, you're a woman that is standing in that half a step ahead. She wasn't even a full step ahead of everyone, ladies. She was a half a step ahead. I said, you're standing in what's next for you. You're saying you love being of service. You're saying you love people. Well, you know how to have a conversation. You know how to ask people about what their dreams are and about what could be next for them. And she put together a $99 package and we did a flash sale and she sold 2 immediately. And she's like, oh my gosh, like it was like it's $99, it was the best $99 she ever made. And she's like finally doing what she loves. And then she's just like, I could do this. I could really help this. All it took was her being in the vortex of this community, being loved and having the modules. And she went and dove into the modules, and I coached her on that. And then she's like, I'm ready for more. Then she took the leap and had a $1,500 package. I told her to do a payment plan because I'm like, went from $99 to $1,500 is kind of a leap there. I'm like, I'm all about the miracle too. And I was like, well, just have a payment plan. Thinking. Aura went and sold not one, but two $1,500 packages off of her $99 flash sale, pay in full, first $3,000 month as a life coach. Come on. This is what I mean. I am here to work with you. The package is already in you. We're just going to bring it out. Your clients are already there. We're just going to connect you. The only thing I can't do for you is give you permission. I don't do that for anyone. Nobody does that for anyone. The permission must come from you. No matter how scared, no matter how unknown, no matter how impossible, Aura felt all those things there as well. And then there's the truth. The fear is no one's going to buy my stuff. The fear is I don't have what it takes. But then the truth is queens work with experts. I know every truth there is to know about a package. Just because I've been doing it for 20 years doesn't make me special. It makes me experienced. Makes me passionate about it. And I have seen packages be the fastest path to cash for any woman who has a desire to be in a service-based industry. That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't have to worry about if it's going to work. Because I'll let you know, like, that's not going to work. And we're going to chisel again, and we're going to chisel again. I was told, so all those packages I told you about, I kept hearing that they're not going to work. Emily Williams was told 49 times they didn't want to work with her. But a whole bunch of people do and did. So you give yourself permission. That's what it's about. It's not about you having enough time. It's not about you having a coaching certification. It's not about you needing permission from someone. It's not about you're going to do it later. It's not about even not having the money. It's just not. So please don't tell yourself those excuses. You're a queen. You're better than that. This is that time. So go ahead and acknowledge here right now. What number are you at in terms of making your decision? For those of you that might not have been here yesterday, if a 10 is a decision and a 1 is indecision, where are you at in terms of your decision? Because if you waited for the last minute, I'm pretty sure it's here. I'm pretty sure it's here. So I want you to go get yourself registered, my loves. I have scholarship winners to give out, so don't you go anywhere just yet. Time to go get yourself registered. Go to divineliving.com/perfectly packaged. Notice how you're feeling now versus when we started. This is what you get every single week with me for the next 10 weeks. This doesn't have to end. You like the Gina juice? It's here in full form, and you get lifetime access to all the videos and all the Gina juice that's in there, and you get the live coaching over the next 10 weeks. So go to divineliving.com/perfectly packaged. And without further ado, when you enroll by 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, tomorrow, Friday, you are going to receive the special bonus gifts of a masterclass with Carrie Green. That's right, ladies. The one and only Carrie Green is going to be coming on, and she's going to be doing a masterclass, sharing her brilliance with you and doing a Q&A. And there is a fast action bonus number 2, and it is a session with Dr. Glenn A. Sisk. He is going to be preaching and teaching on all things wealth consciousness and mindset. So I'm telling you, the support, you're going to be surrounded with all this love and all of this truth. All righty. Now, without further ado, I am looking for my scholarship winner. I'm seeing, is there one scholarship winner today? I'm seeing one. I'm seeing one. Who do we think it is? Who do we think it is? All right. All right. And our full scholarship winner is, oh, now I'm seeing, hold on, please, because I want to, all right, hold on. There we go. Partial scholarship winner. I thought we had two. We're kind of generous here at Divine Living. Okay. Partial scholarship winner is Gilza Santos, and your team leader is Lucy. Everyone congratulate Gilza Santos. Your team leader is Lucy. You have been so active in this challenge. You have won a 50% scholarship into Perfectly Packaged. Congratulations. We've been noticing all of the amazing homework that you have submitted and all of that. So that is that. And now, full scholarship winner is Michelle Whalen, and Chelsea Ward is your team leader. Reach out to Chelsea. You've got to be here live to collect. And Michelle Whalen, you have won a 100% full ride scholarship into Perfectly Packaged. Reach out to your team leader to get yourself in. For all of the rest of you, I want to let you know that Carrie and I are going to come on tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. UK to thank you for being here. There's no more scholarships, by the way. So I want you, scholarship winners, please make the most of it and show up and use it well. I know that you're going to be so much further ahead in the next 10 weeks. For the rest of you, this is your moment to give yourself permission. This is your opportunity to invest in yourself and value yourself. Remember, money is currency and currency is energy. Go give this $289 of investing energy into you so that you get out of any excuses. Queens follow a no excuses policy. No excuses. You're going to come, you're going to learn how to create beautiful packages. They're going to transform lives and make all the money that you want anytime that you want. You are going to invest in your freedom. That's how this works. And there's the 2-week money back guarantee. If for any reason it's not for you, there's literally zero risk involved. So with that, where are you at in terms of your number of deciding? Let me see all these 10s here. I know that I got a bunch of queens here that have finally decided to make that decision for themselves. Let me see what number are you at? And if you need to work with your team leader on anything, of course they are there. But I want to see who has gotten themselves to a level 10 yes, even if you don't know what, even if you're scared, even if this seems crazy, even if it doesn't seem like you have the money. Who's saying yes to your epic life? Because that is actually the only truth that exists. Lots of love, ladies. It's been my pleasure to be here. Michelle Whalen, I see you. Yes, congratulations. I'm so happy. You better start believing this, Michelle. It happened. It's true. That's what's true. That is what's true. Oh, lots of love, ladies. Go get yourself in. I want you to get that A-List Accelerator. We're going to journey over these next 10 weeks together. And obviously, I'm obsessed with transformation, and it'll be my great honor to work with you to transform your money story and your life. Lots of love.